You're looking at the new 2016 Nissan Titan, and this will be available come late 2015, so probably around September, November time frame. As you can see, this thing is just completely changed up, a lot for the better. Is it the best looking pickup out there? Probably not, but definitely a nice looking pickup from the dated models that we've seen with the Nissan Titans. You can see that there's been a lot of improvements in the lights here with adding a projector HID light here. Get the LEDs coming in. That's a really nice aesthetic look, as well as keeping us, keeping us up to date with where trucks are going, because this is just, or vehicles in general, this is just industry standard at this point. Nissan's been lagging behind. This new grill's really nice. I like the fact that they've stamped in the top here Titan. Another move we're kind of seeing with Toyota is going with the big Toyota imprint. They're liking to do that too. You can see these big towing style mirrors here as well. An integrated antenna at the top. And just all across the board looks good, but it still retains that Nissan look. Now, this also is not just the Titan, but the Titan XD. And this has that Cummins-powered engine that we spoke of before, finally coming out. As you can see, they're very stuck to using the American, even though yes, Nissan's created overseas. A lot of this, a lot of it's built here. It just becomes cheaper for tax purposes, really. But designed in California, engineered in Michigan, tested in Arizona, built in Mississippi, powered by Indiana, which is where Cummins is, and Tennessee. So, what is the XD, right? You can look under the hood, all this fun stuff. 310 horsepower, so decent amount of horsepower, but really where this thing comes in, diesel engine, is this 55 pound-feet of torque, where this thing is just going to beast up. Now, what Cummins did is created an all-new 5-liter V8 turbo diesel engine, and this is the XD. And this should be the same engine that'll be going into the Toyota Tundra. Now, it was slated for 2016, but there's still no word on whether or not it's going to go in there. Now, I'm speaking about the Toyota Tundra. It's obviously going in the Nissan Titan. As you can see, we got 2-stage turbo going in here. Responsive direct overhead cams, or dual overhead cams. I apologize. 32 valves, 4 per cylinder for precise cylinder firing and maximum airflow through the cylinder heads. And you can just see the different little things that they did on here. You can get super informed. It's quieter, though it doesn't have to sound tough. The compacted graphite iron cylinder block and dual overhead camshafts contribute to the excellent noise, vibration, and harshness characteristics achieved by the Cummins 5-liter V8 turbo diesel engine. So it should be a lot quieter. They also have a clean exhaust. For decades, diesels had a dirty reputation for being, well, dirty. Technology has fixed all that. The new Cummins 5-liter V8 turbo diesel exhaust system has a particulate filter and selective catalytic reduction that enables the engine to run clean. The tech also serves a second purpose. It reduces noise. Power and efficiency is now clean and quiet. Ceramic glow plugs, even if it gets to -25 Fahrenheit overnight, you'll still have to get to work in the morning. With advanced Bosch ceramic glow plugs, you now have your engine firing in less than 2 seconds, even at bone-chilling temperature, and these plugs were built to last. They'll be around for the life of the engine with no maintenance. That's awesome, okay? That's awesome, because if you've owned a diesel, you know that, these older diesels, I am familiar with the Dodge diesels and the Cummins, and so you'd have to plug it in at night, especially in the colder areas, you know, let's say the Northeast, Northwest, wherever you're at, and you got to plug it in all night. So it's like something, you know, what if you're somewhere where you can't plug it in? Now you're in a situation. This engine is suited for, you know, your everyday driver, um, without having to deal with plugging it in. And then obviously this thing's suited for towing. And what better to actually build this pickup around hauling series trailers like gooseneck trailers. So it actually has a hitch built into it for the gooseneck. So what they did is they built a tougher frame to, you know, deal with all the stress that would be thrown into this thing. So they said bigger, burlier chassis, expanded towing payload. So we looked at the battle-tested chassis of the Nissan commercial vehicle as a jumping off point. From there, we engineered a new frame and chassis and reinforced them with seriously substantial components. As you go through, we're talking about beefier suspension, heavier duty brakes, 14-inch ventilated, hydraulically boosted stopping power, all four wheels. So, you know, when you're dealing with, you know, towing, obviously, if you're probably watching this, you do a lot of towing, you want to have beefy components. Suspension, brakes, transmission, drivetrain, transfer case, you know, everything that comes into this thing, frame, differential, and obviously your hitch. Everything is paramount because if one thing goes, you're done. So we got this big 6-speed transmission by Aisin, super heavy duty transfer case in here. So I really like what they did with this. And you can see this is built in, designed from the factory for a gooseneck hitch. That's great. Inside, we see a lot of awesome refinements. Obviously, we're looking at one of the top tier models. You can see the smart mirror up here. A lot cleaner looking dash. You know, I'd like to see a bigger screen here personally, but you know, nonetheless, these seats really look cool. I really like the fact that they went ahead and did a dual leather option like this. The two tones going on, it looks great. Little chrome lined action. You can see the Titan stamped into the cup holder area in the rear. I really like this center console area. Just definitely get an enhanced inside to this truck. You can see the stitched action up here on the dash. And as you keep going, has all these rail systems, great for tying down loads. Switch these lights on. It actually has a number of lights inside the bed, which is awesome. You know, if you've ever done anything at night with your truck and you're trying to secure a load or whatever the case may be, now you can flip this on and look in the back. I mean, and then you know, you got a couple color options here. Not a big fan of the two-toned thing going on. Looks pretty good in white. I don't know if they're all two-toned or what's going on with that. Wasn't able to get any information. But needless to say, and the last little part I want to point out is this little Cummins thing on the side. And I believe that's an actual vent. So, just needless to say, this thing's really built around cornering that market between somebody who doesn't exactly need a 2500 or 3500 pickup, but they want that same towing power, essentially, with getting a little bit better fuel economy. I don't think they've released the price on this yet, but I would expect at least around 50,000, maybe more, especially for the outfitted, you know, 4-door. Maybe if you just get the single cab, you might be able to get it for 40 or something like that. But I would say 50,000 is a pretty accurate price these days. It's getting pretty pricey. So, you know, excellent truck for that person that has a lot of toys, or they're doing hauling, or they need, move some big boats around, or horses. Great truck for you. And I'm sure this thing, if this engine is up to Cummins standard, is what we've seen from Cummins, I would imagine that this thing will run 500,000 miles without any problems. So, with good maintenance. So it's like one of those things, yeah, you might spend $50,000 on it, but if you could run this thing 500,000 miles, it's worth it. So I'm definitely interested in it. I'm more so interested in the Tundra, but I don't know what's going on there with the Tundra, what they're planning on doing. Definitely a great truck. Be on the lookout for it later this year. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Subscribe, like,